one of the biggest in NASCAR, and a huge announcement for All-Star today.
NASCAR just made a move nobody saw coming. Homestead-Miami Speedway is officially back as the host for Championship Weekend in 2026, but that's just the beginning. What starts as a return to a fan-favorite track could be the beginning of a radical shift in how champions are crowned. And it has fans wondering, is this the future of NASCAR? NASCAR just announced that Championship Weekend, which includes the final races for the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Craftsman Truck Series, will return to Homestead-Miami Speedway in 2026. That means South Florida will once again be the place where champions are crowned, fans gather in massive numbers, and history is made on the track. The sanctioning body confirmed on Tuesday that the 2026 Championship Weekend for the Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and Truck Series would return to Homestead-Miami Speedway for the first time since 2019. Now, if you're new to this, you might be thinking, why does this matter so much? But longtime NASCAR fans already know. Homestead isn't just a venue. For nearly 2 decades, it was the championship home. From 2002 to 2019, all eyes were on Homestead at the end of each season. Some of the most unforgettable moments in NASCAR history happened there. We saw Jimmie Johnson match legends like Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty by winning his 7th title. Tony Stewart pulled off one of the most iconic comebacks in 2011. And Kyle Busch took his 2nd Cup title right there in 2019. But after that, things changed. NASCAR moved the finale to Phoenix Raceway starting in 2020, and while it had its moments, something about Homestead just stuck with fans and drivers. That's why this 2026 announcement is such a big deal. But here's the twist. This return isn't permanent. NASCAR also revealed that starting in 2026, the championship weekend will rotate between different tracks. Yup, just like how the Super Bowl moves to a new city every year, NASCAR's biggest weekend will do the same. And Homestead will be the first in this brand new rotation. Ben Kennedy, the guy behind a lot of NASCAR's recent changes and innovations, said the move was driven by fan feedback. People have been asking for Homestead's return for years, and NASCAR finally listened. It's a handful of considerations that we take a look at, especially as we think about moving a championship. I would say, first and foremost, it's fan feedback, and fans ranked Homestead-Miami Speedway as #1 on the list of where they'd like to see a championship in the future. It wasn't just the fans, though. Drivers, team members, and TV partners were all in on this. They wanted something fresh, something exciting, and Homestead had the right combination of challenge and charm. So, what makes Homestead so special? Let's start with the track itself. It's a 1.5-mile oval with progressive banking, which means the turns get steeper the higher you go. This gives drivers a ton of options during a race. They can run low, high, or right up against the wall. And that makes the racing unpredictable and exciting. It's not a place where you just ride around in line. You have to fight for every inch. Joey Logano, who won his first title there in 2018, described it as the perfect mix of fun and challenge. Drivers love how the tires wear out quickly, which forces strategy.
The pressure as he comes out of turn number 4 to claim his first ever Cup Series championship. It's Joey Logano who wins.
But Homestead isn't just about great racing. It's also got location on its side. Being in South Florida, the weather in early November is almost always warm and sunny. That means fewer rain delays, easier travel, and a full weekend of events that fans can enjoy without worrying about jackets or umbrellas. NASCAR also said they're planning to improve the fan experience at the track. Let's be real, Homestead's been around since 1995, and while the racing is great, the facility could use some upgrades. They're looking at expanding hospitality areas, making the infield more fan-friendly, and improving overall comfort. It's all part of making Championship Weekend not just a race, but a full-on celebration. Track president Guillermo Santa Cruz, who's been pushing hard for this return, said it's all about doing right by the fans and giving back to a community that's always shown love for NASCAR. They're even working with local government and tourism officials to help fund these improvements, which shows just how committed they are. So now that Homestead is back, what happens next? First, the 2026 Championship Weekend is officially set for November 6th through 8th, Mark your calendar now. This will be the first time since 2019 that champions in all 3 series are crowned in Miami. Expect big names, emotional farewells, and young stars trying to leave their mark. Second, this new rotating model opens the door for other tracks to host the finale in future years. Phoenix is still part of the rotation, and it will stay in the playoff schedule. But now, places like Las Vegas, Texas, Charlotte, and maybe even Nashville could get their shot. One thing NASCAR made clear, though, don't expect to see championship weekend at super speedways like Daytona or Talladega. Those tracks are exciting, but the style of racing there is too chaotic to reliably crown a true season-long champion. Same goes for road courses like COTA or Watkins Glen. Great venues, but not the right fit for the finale. NASCAR wants the last race to be about strategy, speed, and control, and that means short tracks and intermediates are the way to go. Homestead hits the sweet spot. If you're thinking about going, you won't be alone. Fans are already talking about making the trip, and the energy around this announcement is electric. This isn't just a return to an old track, it's a return to what made NASCAR finales feel big. Let's also not forget the storytelling power of this place. From Kyle Busch's emotional 2019 win to Tyler Reddick's thrilling 2024 last lap pass with Michael Jordan cheering him on, Homestead has a way of delivering drama. It's a track where anything can happen, and usually does. As NASCAR looks to the future, one thing is clear. They're not afraid to shake things up. Whether it's changing the All-Star race location, adding street races, or bringing in Netflix-style documentaries, this is a sport that's adapting fast. And this rotating championship idea, it's another bold step in that direction. So, what's the bottom line? NASCAR is bringing its biggest weekend back to one of its most beloved tracks. Homestead-Miami Speedway will host the championship weekend in 2026, but that's just the beginning. From now on, the finale will move from track to track, giving fans new experiences, new cities, and a fresh vibe every year. It's a nod to tradition, but also a push toward innovation. And for fans, it's a reason to get excited again. Because in 2026, the road to the NASCAR Championship ends where it should, under the South Florida sun, with engines roaring and fans cheering louder than ever. And you better believe it's going to be unforgettable. If you're fired up about NASCAR's bold new direction, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below. Where do you want to see the championship go next? Let's talk about it.